In section 2.4, I will explain expressions, which is very important in programming. An expression is a combination of one or more operators and operands. Arithmetic expressions compute numeric results and make use of arithmetic operators. Those operators are addition, here, here addition and subtraction and multiplication, division and the remainder. All of them are binary operators. Binary operators have two operands like this. This is binary operator. In coding, the multiplication symbol is a star. So if you want to multiply something, use star as a symbol. And division is represented by slash. And percent is a remainder operator. In daily life, usually we don't use a percent operator, but it is very important in coding. I will explain division and remainder in detail. If both operands to the division operator are integers, then the result is an integer. The fractional part is discarded. The remainder operator percent returns the remainder after dividing the first operand by the second. It will be easier to understand for division and remainder by explaining this way. I think you are familiar with this kind of operation. So if we divide 14 by 3, then 4 is the quotient and 2 is the remainder. So 4 is the result of 14 divided by 3, and 2 is the result of 14% 3. Percent is the remainder. So 2 is the remainder of 14 when 14 divided by 3. And likewise, if we divide 8 by 12, the quotient is 0. And then 8 is the remainder of 8 divided by 12. So we can say that 14 divided by 3 equals to 4. And 8 divided by 12 equals to 0. And the remainder of 14 divided by 3 is 2. And the remainder of 8 divided by 12 is 0. This is the division and remainder operator. Then let's look at one more example. Here x is 60 and y is 7. I want to know the result of addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and remainder of the two values. As you see here, we can put expression inside the parentheses of system.out println. If an expression is placed here, the computer evaluates this expression and prints the result. 60 plus 7 is 67, and 60 minus 7 is 53. 60 times 7 is 420. And about these two, I will evaluate like this. So 60 divided by 7 is the quotient is 8. And then we have 4 as a remainder. So this is the result of division. And this is the result of remainder. And let's look one more. If x is 3 and y is 10, x plus y is 13. X minus y is minus 7. X times y is 30. And about this, we will see same as this one. So 3 divided by 10, this time 0 is the quotient. And then we have 3 as a remainder. So 0 is the result of division, and 3 is the result of remainder operation. So 0 and 3 are printed out. Now let's talk about operator precedence. Operators can be combined into larger expressions like this. Yes, this is a little bit complicated expression. Operators have a well-defined precedence, which determines the order in which they are evaluated. Multiplication, division, and remainder are evaluated before addition, subtraction, and string concatenation. And arithmetic operators with the same precedence are evaluated from left to right. But parentheses can be used to force the evaluation order. This evaluation order is the same as one you have learned in math class. Let's do some quick check. In what order are the operators evaluated in the following expressions? Let's think about the first one from the first one. In this expression, since the same operator plus is connected continuously, we evaluate it from left to right. So this plus is the first operator to be evaluated, and this is the second, third, and fourth. So this is the order of operation of this expression. And think about this one. In this expression, plus, multiplication, minus, division are mixed. So in this case, multiplication and division has more high precedence than plus and minus. So this should be evaluated first, and division is the second, and plus and minus. And third one, in this expression, there is a parenthesis. If there are parentheses, the parenthesis must be evaluated first. So plus should be evaluated first. And then division is the next one. Division is the next one. And then remainder is the next operation to be evaluated. And finally, subtraction is evaluated. And in this expression, there are nested parentheses. If the parentheses are nested like this, we must start with the innermost parenthesis. So this is the first operator to be evaluated. And then this plus should be evaluated next. And multiplication is the next one. And finally, division will be evaluated. Here is an operator precedence example. A is 10, B is 7, C is 2, and D is 5. In this case, we need to find the expressions, the result of these expressions. Let me show you in detail how to evaluate these expressions. At first, I'll find out the value of V. V is A plus B minus C plus D. Since the operators are same precedence, we just evaluate from left to right. So 10 plus 7 minus 2 plus 5. So 17 minus 2 is 15 plus 5 is 20. And next, we will find the value of W. In this case, there is a parenthesis, so we should evaluate the parenthesis first. So 10 plus 7 minus, this becomes 7. So 10 plus 7 minus 7 becomes 10. 10 is the answer. And this expression can be solved from the parenthesis. So 10 divided by 7 plus 2 times 10 plus 5 should be evaluated at first. So this becomes 15. So the expression simplify like this. 10 divided by 7 plus 2 times 15. And division should be evaluated first. So 10 divided by 7, the quotient is 1. And then 2 times 15 is here. And later, 2 times 15 will be evaluated first. So 1 plus 30. So the result is 31. And about this expression, there are nested parentheses. So the innermost parentheses should be evaluated first. So this is the first part to be evaluated. This is the remainder of 2 divided by 5, which is 2. Okay, so 10 plus 7 times 10 minus 2, and we can simplify this. 10 plus 7 times, this becomes 8. So we can simplify like this, and this becomes 10 plus 56. So 66 is the answer. And last one, this time we also evaluate the parentheses first. So B plus C is 7 plus 2 is 9. Then we have this simplified form, 10 times 9 percent 5. Since times and percent have the same precedence, we just evaluate from left to right. So 10 times 9 is 90, and percent 5. This is the remainder of 90 divided by 5. So the answer is 0. Let's see a little bit more detail of assignment operator. The assignment operator has a lower precedence than the arithmetic operators. So in this expression, first, the expression on the right-hand side, this part, the right-hand side of the equal operator is evaluated, and then the result is stored in the variable on the left-hand side. Even if the right-hand side has a very complicated expression, we should evaluate the right-hand side first, and then we store the result to the left-hand side. So, assignment operator always has the lowest precedence. The right and left-hand sides of an assignment statement can contain the same variable. In this expression, variable count is on both sides. If this is equal, this does not make sense, but this is not equal. This is assignment. So first, 1 is added to the original value of count. So this part is evaluated first, and then the result is stored back into the count. Stored back into the count. That is, we overwrite the original value. This means that count is increased by 1. This statement is very useful, and it is used a lot in code. Let's look at an example of assignment. Currently, count is 10. So count is like this. And this expression means that adding 1 to the current count, current count, and put it back into count, then the count will have 11. Count will have 11. And in the print statement, 11 is printed out. And in the next example, count is 200. So count is like this. Next, the computer multiplies the current count by 5. Current count by 5. Then it becomes 1000 and puts it back into count. So now count will have 1000. And 1000 is printed out here. So 1000 is printed out here. Next, we evaluate the quotient of count divided by 40. Since the current count is 1000, we need to find the quotient of 1000 divided by 40, which is 25. So 25 will be stored in count. So 25, like this, 25 will be stored in count in the last. So 25 is printed out. Now let's talk about increment and decrement operators. They use only one operand. The statement count plus plus, this is the increment operator. So the statement count plus plus is functionally equivalent to this expression. So this means that update count by 1. So increase count by 1. When writing plus plus, two plus signs must be put together. This means that there should not be a space in the middle. The increment and decrement operators can be applied in postfix form and prefix form. Postfix form is like this. The operator is in the last part, and then prefix form is the operator is in the front of the variable. When used as part of a larger expression, the two forms can have different effects. Because of their subtleties, the increment and decrement operators should be used with care. We will see some examples about this. I will explain the difference between postfix form and prefix form. When x++, and ++x are used alone, it means that x is incremented by 1. So these three expressions are the same. All of these three expressions are to increase x by 1. And likewise, all of these three expressions are the same. It means that decrease x by 1. Then what is the result of this code? X is 10 and y is 20. At first, x is increased by 1, so x becomes 11 here. And y is decreased by 1, so y becomes 19. So 11 and 19 are printed out here. And then x is increased by 1, so x becomes 12. And y is decreased by 1, so y becomes 18. Now 12 and 18 are printed out. And here x is decreased by 1, so x becomes 11. And y is increased by 1, y becomes 19. So finally, in this print statement, 11 and 19 are printed out. We should be careful if plus or minus operator is not used alone. When x++ or ++x are not used alone, evaluation results are different in postfix form and prefix form. In prefix form, we need to perform the increment first. In the postfix form, perform an increment later. I will explain this with an example. Here is the example of postfix form. A is 10 and B is not initialized yet. In this expression, there are two instructions. One is that assign value A to B. So this has two instructions. So one is assign A to B, and the other is A++. So, which of the two instructions should be executed first? It depends on whether ++ is in prefix form or postfix form. In this case, ++ is postfix form. So here, in the postfix form, perform an increment later. So this means that we need to execute this first and then we execute this one. So here A is 10. At first A is 10. And after this line, A is assigned to B first, and then A is increment later. So after this line, A becomes 11, but B is 10. So if we print out, we have this result. Now let's see an example of prefix form. So I want to explain this part. A is 10 and B is not initialized. And this has two instructions. A is assigned to B and A increment. So in this case, this is a prefix form. So prefix form means that the increment is performed first. So in this case, this should be performed first and then this will performed. So here A is 10 right now and A will be increment first. So A becomes 11 and then A is assigned to B. So B becomes 11. So in this print statement, A and B are printed, both printed are 11. So I hope you noticed that the postfix form and prefix form are very a little bit confusing when those operations are combined with others. So please compare this page with the previous page. Often we perform an operation on a variable and then store the result back into that variable. So for example, this is the example for that. Java provides assignment operators to simplify the process. For example, the statement this is equivalent to this expression. Both means to increase num by count. So this is simplified operators. I'm going to talk about this one. There are many assignment operators in Java, including the following. So these operators are simplified form of this one. So actually, this is the same as this one. And this is the same as this one. So this means that x is increased by y, and x is subtracted by y, and x is multiplied by y, x is divided by y, and x has a remainder of x divided by y. So this expression is just the same as this one. I think it is better for you to use this expression instead of this one, because these expressions are more intuitive. So many Java programmers use these operators. And when you use these symbols, these two symbols must be put together. This means that there should not be a space in the middle. Let's see an example. Result 1 has 100 and result 2 has 200. Result 3 is 70. Result 4 is 80. And result 5 is 57. And there are A, B, C, D for integer values. Then this one means result 1 should be increased by C. So 100 becomes, C is 20. So result 1 becomes 20. And this result 2 is subtracted by D. So result 2 is 200. 200 is subtracted by D. D is 150. So result becomes 50. And result 3 multiplied by A. So result 3 is 70. 70 multiplied by A is 6. So 70 times 6 is 420. Result 4 is divided by A is, result 4 is 80. 80 divided by 6 this is the coefficient. No, this is the quotient. So 80 divided by 8 is 13. 13 is the quotient, and 7 is the remainder. So can you understand this one? So I hope you use these operators. The right-hand side of an assignment operator can be a complex expression. The entire right-hand expression is evaluated first, then the result is combined with the original variable. Therefore, this expression and this expression are equivalent. I will show you an example. Here is for integer value a, b, c, and d, and I want evaluate this. Even if the right side of the expression is complicated, we must finish the evaluation of the right side. So here we must evaluate this first. So it becomes 5 times 2 plus 3 is 13. So we can simplify the expression like this. So this means that 13 is added to a. So a becomes 23. So even if we use this operator, at first we must compute the right side of this operator. Anyway, this operator is an assignment operator. So at first we need to finish this part, and then we need to add this result to a. The behavior of some assignment operators depends on the type of the operands. If the operands to the plus equal operator are strings, the assignment operator performs string concatenation. You know that plus can be used to add to numbers, and plus also can be used for string concatenation. So the behavior of an assignment operator is always consistent with the behavior of the corresponding operator plus. So for example, if x is a string hello and y is a string world, if we do this, this means that string x and string y should be concatenated, and then the new concatenated string to be stored in hello. So when you print out hello world, when you print out x, hello world is printed out.